Well, good morning. My name is Jordan Minnick-Keesbo, and I'm the pastor here at Vermilion First United Methodist, and we're so glad you've taken time to worship with us today, whether you're here in this space or whether you're joining us online. Got a few announcements for you this morning, so if you'll just bear with me, then we'll get to the good stuff. The first thing, if I can get my clicker to work, helps when you turn it on, it's amazing, right? Is we would love to have you check in with us. This is a way for you to get connected to this community. There's a QR code here. You can just grab your phone, open up your camera, and it'll take you right to our digital check-in form. If you want to sign up for our newsletter, you can do that through this link. And also, if you have prayer requests, we're going to have a time of prayer a little later in the service. And if you have prayer requests that you want us to be praying with you around, you can share those right through this link. So it's just a great way to stay connected to everything that's happening around the church. A couple other announcements. I don't have slides for these ones, so I'll just leave this QR code up in case anyone else wants to check in. Blessed Feet Forward is one of the ministries that we love at this church. It's been part of one of our signature initiatives. And this is a time, it started with a beginning of the school year shoe giveaway for kids who aren't going to get new shoes otherwise. And this year, Kelly, was close to 100 families, wasn't it? I'm sorry, what was that? It was not close to 100 families this year. It was 125 kids who got shoes because of this church. And last year, through the prompting of some of our folks who have been part of this leadership and one of our retail sponsors, they said, hey, when are you going to start doing boots? And so our response was, I guess now. And so we did boots last year. And was it 60 kids with boots? Around 60 kids in our first year, which was kind of a dry run of like, can we do this? And this year we're hoping to expand it. And we're going to start those conversations soon because I know you're not going to like me for saying this, but cold weather and snow is going to be here before we know it. And we have learned that getting boots for kids is not just something that helps the kids. This becomes a justice issue. Because when kids don't have good boots, they can't go out and play. And studies have shown that when kids can't go out and get some activity, their learning is impacted. And so this is something that we as a church really believe in. If you want to be part of this initiative, either through a gift, you can do that through our giving. There's a link right to Blessed Feet Forward in the options that you can give. Or if you want to be part of actually helping kids get boots through the shopping, through the distribution, we would love to have you get involved with that. So you can talk to Kelly or Shelly. You can also email office@Vermilion First, and we would love to connect you. So Blessed Feet Forward, Winter Boots 2.0 is happening soon, and we would love to have you be involved with that. A couple other exciting things going on. We have hired some interns. So in the next few weeks, you will see a few folks hanging out with our kids in the back as we move towards relaunching our children's program. We also hope to be hiring at least one social media and marketing intern who's going to be around taking some pictures and helping develop our web presence and make sure that we can get the story of who we are out. So if you see some college students around, make sure you greet them warmly because they're going to be part of us for this next year. The last thing is next week we have our annual Charge Conference. For those of you who aren't United Methodists, that is our annual church conference, a church business meeting type thing where we gather. Our district superintendent, Brandon Vetter, will be here next week for worship with us. He and I are going to do a dialogical sermon, which is going to be a fun experiment that may go terribly, so show up for the train wreck if you want. But then hang out, join us for a time of hearing what God is doing in our church and also in our region. We would love to have you be part of that. It'll be at 11 immediately after our service next week. I think that's all the announcements I've got. If I think of more, I'll let you know. But we're going to head into a time of worship. And one of the things that we have started doing here at this church is having an experiential element to our worship. So we have a basin up front here with some little stones. And if you have a prayer or a joy or a hope that you want to give to God, we'd invite you as we sing and worship to come up and pray over your stone and put it in this basin. And over this next month, we will collect those prayers and be praying over them together. So as we sing, we'd invite you to participate in that. But before we get there, I would invite you to pray with me. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity to gather. We know that when two or more gather, you are here. Would we feel your presence strongly in this place as we engage in this conversation around John Wesley's 3 simple rules and look at what it means for us as individuals and as a church to commit to doing no harm. God, we thank you that you are a God of peace and of justice. Would you help us be people of peace and justice as well? We ask all this in your name. Amen. We invite you to stand and sing with us as you're able.
can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power